Greetings and welcome again to Daylesford Abbey. Here at our Springhouse Media, one of our series is on art and artists at Daylesford Abbey. You haven't heard from us a little while, but it's about time that we come back to you with the wonderful collection of art by artists here at the Abbey. Today we're going to look at the work of the artists Wynn and Linda Condy, a husband and wife team doing exquisite woodwork, working in hardwoods. They are basically designers of furniture. They both went to the Rhode Island School of Design, where they both earned a MFA, and they're set up their studio workshop here in the suburbs of Philadelphia. Liturgical furnishings are the specialty of Jeff and Linda, and through architects, designers that have worked with the Abbey, we have come to commission them to some very fine pieces of work here in the Abbey Church. So I'm going to get up and show you the first one. The first one is this exquisite Presider's chair. Now, in Roman Catholic architecture, there is always a chair that stands out from every other seating in the church. In a cathedral, that is the word itself, the cathedral is the church of the bishop, and the word cathedral comes from the word cathedra, which means chair. In the ancient church and in the ancient culture, teachers most frequently sat when they taught. And so in the architecture of Roman basilicas, at the top of the apse, the apse had a running bench, but at the top of the curve was a very special chair or cathedra, which is used only by the bishop. And so the church of the bishop came to be called the cathedral. It's the name of the whole came from that one specific piece of furnishing. But in all Roman Catholic church or chapel space, there is always this special chair for the priest who resides at the Eucharist. And this chair was designed and made by Wynn and Linda Condy. It is a truly exceptional piece. As I said in speaking about them, all of their work is done in really fine hardwoods, and this is done in walnut. One of the things about their work is not only is it exquisitely designed and very, very well made, but their work always has a sense of practicality. So on either side of the seating part, there are these wings where books can be held or objects that the priest would be using within a ceremony. This piece, I think, stands out in all of their work with this back, which is split in a very rough but natural way. We think perhaps the tree was struck by lightning because the split is black, but it could have been split in some other way. But they really were daring in their use of this, and we think of it as a very special element here in our Abbey Church. They also have a great sense of how the human body works within in the design of something like the chair. So the slight curve to the back of the chair really holds the human back very well. The other element that is very, very special here is completely adapted to the Abbey, because the Abbey is a very flexible space. The altar is unmovable, but we can be celebrating facing the nave of the Abbey, or facing the choir, or facing both. that would be difficult with a fixed ambo. And it's also true of the chair. The chair can be very much forward towards the nave, or it can be at the top of the choir where you see it right now. And what Jeff and Linda have done is to design and build the chair on a movable platform, again of walnut. So the chair is sitting on a platform that is on casters that can be moved. The platform can be raised and then moved and then lowered, so it's stable when it's in the place that it belongs. So we're very happy with this design of Linda and Jeff, and really see it as a very distinctive part of our art by really fine artists. Next to the cathedra, the chair, is a crozier. The crozier is another mark of a bishop or an abbot. It is called in Latin the baculum pastorale, the pastoral staff, because the bishop and the abbot, they are seen as the chief shepherd of the flock. And so the crozier is designed to be like a shepherd's staff, which has a kind of hook in which a sheep can be drawn towards the shepherd. It is said that, for example, if a lamb has fallen into a ravine, that the hook of the crozier can be placed under the lamb and draw the lamb out. So these two symbols of the authority of a bishop or an abbot, the chair or cathedra and the crozier. By the way, the word crozier comes from the French word for cross, and it was the word that was used, the French word for the cross bearer who went before the bishop or the abbot in procession. There are always processions, but the crozier is, again, a special sign of procession for the bishop or for the abbot. And you could see the wonderful harmony between the crozier and the presider's chair here at Daylesford Abbey. Well, as I said at the beginning, we are showcasing today in our Art and Artists at Daylesford Abbey series the work of Jeff Wynn and Linda Condy, married couple doing exquisite work in furnishing in hardwood. They have done much work in liturgical settings here at the Abbey, Holy Redeemer Nursing Home, the chapel at the Sisters of St. Joseph at Chestnut Hill College in Chestnut Hill. They've worked in many ecumenical settings. Some of their work has come, and the way it came to us was through the work of the architect George Yu, and also from Lee Casaccio. Through Lee's work, they have done the furnishings for the new Cristo Rey High School chapel in Philadelphia. So we looked at the chair and the crozier. We're looking now at the Ambo, and we're doing it, as you could see, within the Easter season, the great 50 days from Easter to Pentecost. So the Abbey has many signs of that. One is you can see the font, the beautiful vessel, copper vessel, from which the blessed water of Easter is used to sprinkle the congregation to remind us of our baptism. You also see the Easter candle. Here at the Abbey, we bless at the Easter Vigil, I suspect one of the largest Easter candles made in the United States. It's 6 feet high and 4 inches in diameter. We do that because we light the candle at the Easter Vigil, and it burns 24/7 until the end of Pentecost Sunday. And that's quite unusual because usually the Easter candle is lit for the celebration of the Eucharist and then extinguished until it is lit again. So now we want to look at another piece of work done in part by Jeff and Linda, and that is the Ambo. The word Ambo comes from the Greek word to go up, because in Roman and Byzantine basilicas, one went up into a sort of platform, a small platform, from which to proclaim the readings, the Old Testament, the Epistle, the Gospel, and also the cantor went into the Ambo to chant and lead the responsorial psalm. So this Ambo is quite distinct. It is a gift from friends of the Abbey who found it in an antiquarian shop in London and knew that we were looking for this sort of thing in the Abbey. It was made for the Church of St. Andrew's in Nottinghamshire to celebrate the British taking the city of Jerusalem from the Ottoman Turks in 1917, towards the end of the First World War. So you could see that if I'm going to read or sing from this piece, I would be entirely hidden by the eagle itself. And so it may have, the piece itself may have been backed up onto a higher floor or platform, but here is where you don't really see the work of Jeff and Linda, but where it is really critical for its use in the Abbey, because the Ambo stands as it is made, except for the extension of a glass platform for the books to be read, from which to read and to sing. But it's this platform that is on 3 big casters. In the sense, it's like a tricycle. It holds together the Ambo and the platform so that, like the chair, it can be raised, moved, and lowered and made stable again. The other, you could see how one goes up into the Ambo and reads from here or leads the singing. It also has added later a not so beautiful but necessary, a hinged small platform for those whose height does not enable them to come to the level of the microphone. So you see these pieces by Jeff Wynn and Linda Condy, the chair and the Ambo, and they're specifically for the way we are able to worship at the Abbey, that the chair can be moved forward closer to the nave or be in its place at the top of the choir. The Ambo can face the nave alone, or it can face the choir alone, or it can be in this slightly tilted position where the preacher, the reader, the cantor is facing the nave, but is also can make easy eye contact with those in the choir. So we are really blessed in the work of Jeff Wynn and Linda Condy. We're blessed in having made contact with them and having them work to help us enhance the worship at Daylesford Abbey by enabling us to be more flexible in a situation where often in a church the ambo and the chair are not movable. So we are empowered to adapt the furniture to the need of the assembly, not the assembly to the furniture. And for that we are very, very grateful. And we close on this episode of Art and Artists at Daylesford Abbey.